Okay, I'll continue. See, in this amount cell, here I have 10,000. I'll just enter the same 10,000 here. I have just entered that number. Now it says tax code VP in procedure TAXP is invalid. That is true because tax code we created something else, isn't it?
It's TP.
Yeah. So I should define that there, or you have an option here as well. See tax code below. You can define that here also. TP is automatically appearing. I can take that here. Either I define it here or below. Tax PIPL tax code. Now it is showing 0 here, balance, because it is balanced. Earlier it was showing a different number with minus. Now it is showing 0. And see above this I have calculate tax. I can check that box. Automatically tax will be calculated and the amount, tax amount will appear in this cell. Observe this. I'll click on this. As of now it is 0. Hope you are understanding.
Yes, we didn't give any values. Yes, sir.
Okay, this is about tax code and defining. Now I have some message with red color symbol saying there is some error. Let us see what is that error. I'll just click on it. It says there is error in account determination table key INT MWS TP. Make a note of this. Make a note of the error, the way it is appearing. Have you written?
Yes, sir.
So this is simple. In fact, what is the message? It says in the table T030K for international chart of accounts and MWS for inventory posting, goods receipt, what we are trying to do after GR, this TP is not existing and we don't have any account to which this has to be triggered. So that is the error, meaning of this error. So TP is something just now we created and there is no account linked to this particular tax code TP in this table under INT International Chart of Accounts for transaction MWS. So system is asking, provide me the account. Unless you provide the account, I cannot process this document. Hope you understood the error. All of you? Shall I proceed?
Okay.
Okay. Now let me take a parallel session. Tell me whether you are able to see a new screen.
Yes.
So in this screen, I go with the T code. Make a note. OB40.
We are unable to see another screen,
Sir, we
sir.
are almost
Okay, that's the reason I just asked earlier. Are you seeing the screen?
Yes, sir.
Again, the
It's,
same screen. I will do this.
MIRO screen we are able to see.
Yeah. OB40. Are you able to see OB40 I have entered?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Make a note. Have you written?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So this is configuring account for automatic posts, and the transaction was MWS. I have to locate MWS in this. As you can see, there are so many transactions with different description, and account determination is made automatic with that check. So you can see MWS here, output X. You're observing here. I'll double click on this. You have to locate MWS and double click. Make a note. In OB40, taxes on sales or purchases for auto account determination, OB40. I'll double click on this. Once I double click on MWS, I have to locate MWS, double click. It will ask for which chart of accounts would you like to determine. So it is INT, International Chart of Accounts. INT. I have to enter INT here. Proceed. So how do I know these things to rectify the error? You have to read the error message properly. It has told INT, MWS, TP. You have all these three elements there. Observe the error. Hope you got it.
Got it, sir.
Have you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll proceed. So in this, for account assignment, the tax code, just now what we created is not existing in the list. So I'll add that TP, the new tax code that we created. I'll take 1,75,000, which is again a standard account in this. Make a note, 1,75,000. TP 1,75,000. Enter
Make it
and save. Make a note, enter and save. So changes have been done. Again, I have to do MIRO. So invoice date. Now I'll do it bit quickly. What is the observation that you can make quickly?
no, it comes it's applying green color.
Error has
Here it
gone,
is
no?
showing green. Message has gone. Red color has gone. Now here you have simulate document. Observe this. I'll not post it. Make an observation. I go click on simulate. Once I click on simulate, make a note of these two. Under general ledger accounts, you have 1,60,000. Have you seen this account number earlier? 1,60,000.
Yes, sir. Reconciliation account.
Huh?
In
Reconciliation account,
holding,
correct.
yeah,
While
yeah.
creating vendor, we provide this. Remember?
Yes.
Yes, trades payable domestic, sir.
And you can see K is for vendors. K is for vendors. Account type K. Written?
1 second, sir.
One second, sir.
Second. Sir, can you move this one account type to somewhere? I will make it open.
So account type K is for vendor 1,60,000 in general ledger account. In reconciliation, domestic vendors, trade payables domestic, that is the vendor account, and here it is PIPL Bangalore plant. So amount is 10,000 that needs to be paid INR currency with tax code TP. Whereas in the second line, as you can see, yes is for general ledger accounts, and goods is being received here of worth 10,000 against the purchase order. This goods is being received. Item number in the purchase order, it is 10, and tax code TP. This is the information what you get from this while simulating the document. Yes and K you can remember 19, 11, 00, 160, 3 zeros. So these two accounts you can remember. This you already know. This is a new addition. For goods receipt, GRIR we call in general GRIR. Written?
Yes, sir.
Well, observe this. You have debit 10,000, credit 10,000, balance 0. You have back post. Okay, just observe these things. Debit, credit, balance, back post. Now I'll go back. It takes me to the screen. Here instead of 10,000, I'll make it 9,000. Instead of 10,000, I have made it as 9,000. What happened?
Oh, minus 1,000. We are pending.
Again,
We are
it's
old for pen. We are 1,000. We are pending for the vendor.
Yes.
it's
Now
throwing
I
error.
click on,
So-
yeah, observe this. I click on simulate. What observation can you make here?
1,60,000 is not appeared in general ledger account.
Balance 1,000 is there remaining.
And
Need to pay.
moreover,
And
So if
also,
it is TP tax code, TPL is not appearing.
the vendor account is
And
not
account
appearing.
is missing, sir.
yes,
General ledger
you
is
made so many observations. And there is one more. You have only back here. Earlier I had back and
Is not allowed to post.
post. So I have to go back. I'll take it 10,000 now. I enter again. So for the previous one, it is showing balance in transaction currency, FICO interface. Some issue you are not allowed to post. That's the message as the amount was changed. Now again, I'll try simulating this. Now I go click on post.
Post.
Document so and so is created. Write down that.
Sir, hello.
Yes.
Sir, suppose if companies say only pay 70% of amount to vendor, so how to post this one, sir? So it's showing error now. If it is not pay
Yeah, we will
full
have to
amount,
hold it.
what to do?
Yeah, in real time, what happens? We will be holding it, saying that this invoice is not completely processed. We can park the invoice. Partial processing will be done. We will have this additional credit memo being issued or debit memo being issued. That will be taken care by finance part.
So final ultimate, if any pending occurs, it will decide by finance department only.
Yeah, payments are taken care by them.
So Miro, who will do it, sir? Either consultant person or FICO people, sir.
So this is again a separate department. In fact, if you are into procurement part, if you are allowed into procurement here as a consultant, we are going to verify these things. But in real time, you have this procurement purchasing organization separate. They will have a HOD or department head. So
Yes.
they'll decide based on vendor and transactions agreements, whatever they have. So they may be having some contract with certain vendors as well, which may be 1 year, 2 years, and so on. In that case, not all the time we can make payments. Only after the receipt of goods we will have to make some down payments initially, and it can also be possible where you have a big agreement, schedule agreement, or maybe some contract with certain vendors for 1 year span or more. Then you will have to release some partial payments. So these things will be taken care along with finance people by the purchasing part. And if you are working on that particular assigned job, then you will be working into part of finance as well as this. It is not completely part of ML.
Mm.
So by
We can
now,
also make
yes,
sir, we can also make this partial return and return delivery also.
yes, that I'll tell. By now, what we have done is we have started with enterprise structure and come to an extent of one general scenario with P2P. Creation of materials. Before that, we have done metal master settings, vendor master settings, and vendor creation. We have looked into different documents such as info record, source list. Then we have worked on purchase requisition, creation of request for quotation, PR based on info record, PR based on source list, and general PR. Then request for quotations, P2P cycle in general, we had some discussion. Then started from PR, RFQ, vendor evaluation, releasing PO to a vendor, different ways to create vendor. So that also we have done, sorry, different ways to create PO that we have done. And after that, taking direct PO, we have created PO. After PO, goods receipt, then invoice receipt. Until here, we have come to this extent with P2P. So I want you to practice to this extent. I continue, however, but you should not have much queries with this standard way of processing. We'll add complications to this one by one. One by one, we'll
Sir,
take up
but
further.
have done the vendor evaluation, sir.
Yeah, vendor RFQ, ME49.
RFQ
Your
have done
system
it,
only we
sir.
did, no?
ME61 vendor evaluation I have not done it. That's why
ME?
I'm 61.
No, not that. I'm speaking about RFQ vendor evaluation.
RFQ, okay, sir.
Maintaining RFQ and vendor evaluation there. We have done that. In your system, there was some error, right, popping up with respect to table conditions, and we rectified that and we could proceed. Again, it is catching with some currency and finance related things. We'll see. I have to separately connect with you sometime later for that system to rectify. Okay, to this extent, hope you are clear with this.